You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Well, Jesus.
Where'd the microphone go?
Speaking into nothing. Well, as is our... thank you, Suzanne. As is our bent, we like to speak to people of interest. That's all we ever do, is speak to people of interest in various forms, in various fields. And today is no exception. We have a man. I'm telling you, he's a man. I don't care if it's politically incorrect to say that. He is a man. I know this. And his name, I'll just tell you who he is straight off the bat. His name is Francesco Antonino. Francesco Antonino. Mm-hmm. And the reason he's in is because he is a stripper, a actual world-renowned stripper. And he's from Melbourne, Australia. I think he's from Melbourne, Australia. I couldn't find a lot about him on the Google machine.
Internets.
But I know enough about him. I've been told enough about him. He plays soccer. I think he plays soccer here. He plays soccer. Hang on. This is Francesco Antonino. Where do you play soccer?
G'day, boys. How are you?
How are you, mate?
Good to see you. Oh,
Morning.
mate, don't play soccer no more. That was just back in the day.
Yes.
But now just working the weekends, dancing, that's it.
Yep.
No time to be playing.
So don't you worry. We'll get on to that. But you got into this because this is what I'm told, that your dear old dad passed away when you were 11.
Yeah, young lad.
And you I think went off the rails, off the tracks a little after that. Was it a result of that, or was it just a misspent youth that saw you saw you stray?
Mate, just a regular teenage boy,
Yep.
just a dirtbag some days. Great kid other days. You have your moments, but we turned out all right.
Absolutely. Did you go off the rails because of substances or alcohol, or you just
pretty angry at the world, at the hand I got dealt.
Yep.
But it's all right. Over the years you get over it and you move on and you just forgive the world, I guess.
Well, then you stumbled into becoming a very renowned and famous stripper. How did you actually start into that business?
Oh, mate, it was a funny story. I was about 18, 19, having issues at home. Wasn't even living at home, living on my mate's couch at the time in Parkdale, and went out asking my mate for a job. Didn't know anyone because I'm fully trained in hospitality and bartending, so all fine dining.
Yep.
So went up to a mate of mine that owned a club, said I need a job, didn't know anyone. He goes, look, I'll introduce you to this bloke here. Turned out to be the owner of Magic Men Australia. And
Magic Men?
Yeah, Magic Men Australia, who's based here in Melbourne. And we hit it off, and before the end of the night, he goes, look, you want a job, this and that. And yeah, by the next day I was a topless waiter.
Oh, no, so I see. So Magic Men was a venue?
No, Magic Men's the company. They are based in Australia. There's 10, 13 shows a week Australia-wide.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, in Melbourne alone, in the peak period, so summer, we've got 3 shows running every week at the same time, 6:30 till 9 o'clock.
So, Francesco, you went in there to Magic... What's it called? Magic
Men.
I was going to say Magic Mike.
Mike.
Magic Men. And
Like
he said that we can place you, mate. If you just take your top off and serve some drinks, you're in.
That was pretty much it, yeah.
Are you familiar with this venue? Because you have the Hellfire Club. Is this
Indeed, yes. I'm not familiar with Magic Men. Maybe more the Magic Women, the Spearmint Rhino, and a few other different places.
Yes, thank you, Dick. Yes. Yeah. So all right. So then so that's just taking the top off.
Yeah, just waitering and bartending and a bit of service.
How did it move to the next level?
As I said,
Francesco?
I did a lot of bartending and
Yes.
hospitality and fine dining, so I was well respected and well looked after by the company. I was getting a lot of jobs. And I guess just because I've got the European name and the European look, I was requested by a lot of European parties to dance.
I see.
And then slowly, you put together a routine and then another routine. And
Yeah, no, we're getting on to that in a minute, Francesco. Just we're still at Magic Men. So so you got the gear, got the top off, serving drinks, and with the guns. Did you massage the body? Did you get the guns up and the pecs up, or were you in pretty good nick to start
Every now and then
with?
you got to oil yourself up to look good. Absolutely.
No, but
do a
when
few
you first
push-ups.
What's that?
Do a few push-ups out the back.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ivan knows about this.
Yeah. So when you got a bit of a head of steam up at Magic Men and bartending, you thought, well, I'll go and enhance. Did you get down to the gym and did you go into a fitness regime to pump up yourself so that
I will say
they had something to look at, everyone?
Look, it's a big motivator to get out and get in the gym every day, because most days I cannot be bothered. But then you remember, gee, I'm about to go get naked in front of a couple of hundred people this weekend. I better look my best.
That's it. I've had a crack at stripping, but only at private parties in my own house when I've been shit-faced. And with
an audience of one.
Someone privately took videos of me, and when I saw me, I thought, how bad do you fucking look? So that inspired me to go to the gym. No, I'm only joking. So you went to the gym. Now, I'm still on Magic Men. So when you were there, and did you get propositioned, I presume, by the clientele, men and women, and men, women, and beasts?
Sam, I've been a stripper since I was 20, so it's 6-7 years now, and I've had that many requests, propositions, out of control parties. Random, most wild nights you can imagine.
Francesco, if you think we're glossing over those, we're going to get onto those.
Mate, I got a couple of good stories for you, Sam.
Don't worry about that. We'll be pressing you for those. Did a lot of the proposition, was equal genders proposition you, or was just mainly the people with the 2X chromosomes?
Look, it's a personal preference what sort of parties you do. Like, I'm 100% straight. Oh, there's no beat.
Heterosexual?
Yeah, 100%. But I think if you're that comfortable, you got no problem dancing for blokes. I dance for blokes. I dance for gay parties. I dance for mixed parties. Of course, I'm not attracted to them, but cash is cash. You know what I mean? I'm there to get paid.
You're a professional.
Yeah.
That's it.
So by me putting myself into those parties, I do get a lot of propositions and offers. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes they're the greatest parties and you walk out of there with the biggest smile on your face knowing you've done a great job, So whilst, you do get propositions from blokes, it's left, right, centre, you get it all.
Do we have a standard stipend? Do we have a standard fee that we do this for, or is it just by negotiation depending on what they want you to do? Well, not what they want you to do.
There's a pretty standard fee at Magic Men. So you get X amount per show. Yep. And then depending
Tips.
how far... Occasionally, if you're a lucky man. Unfortunately, the ladies don't tip as well as the men. That's what I have noticed.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
The men are a little bit more generous to give out a $50 note. Whereas the ladies are a little bit more harder to impress.
Well, I'm sure.
Literally.
So it says you're the youngest stripper to perform Thunder from Down Under in Vegas.
Yeah. So
which is also titled Manpower, is it? Or is that
so
the
guys,
rebranded name?
The people in Australia will know it as Manpower. Once they moved to America and started performing in Vegas, the name Manpower was already taken by a construction company. So they had to rename and rebrand, and Thunder from Down Under just sounds real quirky.
And were you thrown in with American strippers and strippers from other countries, or was just purely
they're all
Australian?
boys from Down Under, all Australian, New Zealanders. Most of the boys are from Queensland or New Zealand. But there's occasionally one or two from Sydney and Melbourne.
And you got on well with them? Was it a happy, the camaraderie was good, or was there a bit of one-upsmanship involved in it?
Vegas and Melbourne was very different, because in Melbourne, you got your own life here. You got your own home. You got your own family. You've got your own car. You can go do whatever you need. You just work on the weekends, you know what I mean? Yep. Whereas when you're living in Vegas, whether you're living in the casinos on the main strip or you're on tour with the boys across America or Canada, you're forced into an environment with the same 5 or 6 or 10, 15 blokes every day. So it's a lot easier to get on each other's nerves, being forced into that position with each other. You're not seeing each other every few days,
How long would a tour go for?
Mate, some days I left Vegas and didn't come back for a month. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I was in it last year, we were coming back from COVID, which means the world tour and the national tours were all starting up again. So it wasn't as pronounced as it was or it is going to be going forward. Yeah. But It was busy. We were always on tours. There was 2 or 3 teams going at once. Vegas was 13 shows a week. So yeah, flat out.
Would a particular hotel bring you over to Vegas?
So Excalibur Hotel, which is
that's
the big white
King
castle.
Arthur one. Yeah,
It's next to the big pyramid, the Luxor.
Yeah, Luxor.
And next to Paris and New York.
I stayed there once.
Yeah. Look, it's not a bit of an older casino, but they've been there for 20, 25 years. They've got the contract, and I think they've just extended it for another little bit.
So when you did you have a contractual arrangement to stay at that? Did they put you up at the hotel, or did you have to pay for your own board?
So when
it was an all-embracing contract.
When I first got the job in Vegas, they paid for my flights, accommodation, visa, the whole lot. I flew into Vegas and stayed at Excalibur Hotel upstairs, where the downstairs was the show. Mm-hmm. So I was there for 2 months, and in that time I was doing rehearsals and dance lessons every day, as well as doing the show at night to get used to it and accustomed with it and learn it. So yeah, answering your question, Sam, yeah, I did stay at the casino while I was learning the show, and then once it was learned and I was just a member of the team, we all stayed in furnished suites about a mile or 2 off the strip away
now,
from all the noise.
Francesco was the heavy traffic from the stage where you performed in the elevator or the stairways back up to the room where you were staying. Heavy traffic. Did you?
Mate, some nights,
pair any from the crowd, man, woman, or beast.
Oh, mate, some nights it's only a couple of 100 meters or even 50 meters from the front of the venue to the lobby, and you're there for an hour. You're talking to people. You're getting pulled. You're getting scratched. You're getting bitten.
Really?
Some nights are out of control.
How fantastic! And did we ever exercise the option every now and again? Or?
Every now and again, Sam. I'm a giver, not a taker. It'd be rude of me not to give the ladies what they want.
So you were in Vegas for 18 months?
About a year.
I see. And 13 shows a week.
13 shows a week in Vegas,
That's very close to a night, isn't it? Or 2 a day.
It'll keep you busy, yeah.
Now, how would you go trying to hold down a relationship while doing a job like that?
I'm yet to do it. I'm yet to complete that. I've given it a go once or twice.
Work in progress.
But that doesn't usually end up too well.
The green-eyed monster appears.
Yeah.
In the show, how far do you go? I mean, I haven't seen a strip show, so because I'm very
Vegas,
sweet and naive.
Look, in Vegas, they wouldn't let me get naked. They said keep your G-string on, which upset me a little bit. But here at the house parties, it's whatever goes, I guess. If you're a rowdy party and you're loud and you're having a good time, then chances are I'll get it all off.
It all goes.
It's not like I'm going to walk around and start turkey slapping birds, but I might give it a little flash here, a little flash there,
Which brings us to an interesting, we were speaking in an earlier segment, some woman called Dr. Jenny Caudle had done a thing on how big the average size of a man's erect penis is. You think we just have done this topic, and how big the average size of a woman's vagina is. She'd done a study on this. They said the average length of a man's erect penis was 5.17 inches. Now, Francesco, I'm not about to. I'm just wondering. You've probably never measured it, because in all the acts that you do, whether you do them privately or on stage, you would never become erect, or you
never once,
because it's not.
Maybe once.
Really?
Look, because it's you're not really in there for 5-10 minutes. You're in there for a 15-minute routine, and it's too hard to make things up over those 15 minutes and just walk in there with a new plan every time. So you've got an idea of where this party's going. I've got 4 or 5 mixes that I can play. I know my cues for each mix, roughly my times. So I walk in there and it's choreographed, it's planned. I know where I'm meant to be at certain parts of the mix. I know how much clothing and I'm meant to be removing. I know when I'm meant to be removing clothing. You know, don't get me wrong. There's some parties where you just got to go in there and wing it.
I'm not getting you wrong, Francesco. No, by no means am I getting you wrong. So at the private parties, do some of the some of the audience, they like to participate, like to come up and wrap their choppers around the member, or
mate,
is there an?
It's a contact sport. I will say, no, it's a contact sport.
It is.
It's a contact sport.
Because with female strippers, you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
touch
no,
them.
don't touch.
But is that different? Is that different in the men's world?
Yeah, look, we have to be pretty nice because.
See, this is how men are nicer, Sam.
Yeah.
What's that?
With a male stripper, you can touch them. It's no trouble.
Well, yes.
With female strippers, they're all don't touch.
No, well,
Yeah.
no, but
No,
you're there to please.
Yeah,
and
look,
you're getting paid, and it's a professional engagement. And if a man wants to come up and wrap his choppers around your knob, you'd probably say, "No, just a minute, mate."
Yeah, just take me to dinner first.
Yeah. Just calm down.
No, look, I said, you can't bloody
Fantastic.
differentiate.
No.
My show, whether it's blokes, mixed party, or women, is the same show. I'll give you 100%. I'll try and entertain you, and I'll try to make sure you've had a good time.
But you will draw the line at some things.
Absolutely,
you won't
yeah.
copulate.
No.
You won't copulate at a private party just
Mate,
for
I'll put
the excitement of the people watching.
I'll put a woman's hands down my pants in front of the party. Go wild, have fun, keep it down there as long as you want.
Yeah.
But if I'm not feeling comfortable doing other things, whether it's with a man, woman, whatever it is, I just won't do it. And me being straight, there's some things that I'm not comfortable with.
Yep. Now, you would have been out at Bucks parties when you're younger as an audience member, and of course now you're on the other side. Who's wilder, the women or the guys?
Mate.
Who's likely to
Go off tap.
scratch a...
They're different parties, mate. They're
Yeah.
completely different. I've been to some Bucks parties that last for 4 days, and you're just out of control the whole time, you know?
It's not Warwick Kappa's one, is it?
Yeah. But I've been to some hens parties where they've booked me for 2:30 in the morning, and these ladies have been going for the past day and a half. You know what I mean? So every party's different. You don't know what you're walking into.
And now, celebrities. Do celebrities that we would know? Do they ask you to come along, or have celebrities been at various shows that you've done, either publicly at the casinos or elsewhere, or?
In Vegas, there was...
Are you allowed to mention any of their names?
Yeah, I can mention a couple that have been to the show. Chrissy Teigen, who's John Legend's wife.
Yes.
Paris Hilton, she's on the wall.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of parties here for a couple of celebrities. I can't throw all the names out there.
No.
But there's a lot of footballers' wives or professional athletes' wives for their hens parties. So every now and then I'll be watching sport on the weekend. I'll be like, mate, your missus has seen me cock.
Fantastic.
Different way to watch TV.
Paris Hilton and Chrissy Teigen, did you say? They would let themselves go a bit.
Look, that's the stage show in Vegas. So they're in a room full of 400, 500 people sometimes. You can only go so wild.
Have you ever been staggered or surprised or gobsmacked at things people do?
Oh, yeah, mate.
Like what?
The greatest party I've been to gobsmacked me, I reckon. I walked out. So my favourite place in Melbourne to work is the Peninsula. Whether it's Rye, Dramana, Sorrento.
They get wild down there, don't they?
They do. Everyone's on holidays. Everyone thinks whatever stays on the peninsula, happens on the peninsula, stays on the peninsula, you know? It's not true at all. I went to a party in Sorrento once. They had a big marquee on the tennis court, and there was about 30 women all dressed in skimpy tennis outfits. Half of them not wearing panties or skirts or anything. Some of them topless. Everyone just drinking, absolutely wild.
Yep.
So gobsmacked, mate. I was lost for words.
And you were the only stripper there?
Only man.
Only man?
Dressed up
Very nice.
as a police officer. So
wow, you
coming
could
out
arrest
to
a few
that.
people.
Yeah, just
Did you conduct a few,
strip searches.
Extrajudicial.
Absolutely.
So just let me get this right, Francesco. So the Peninsula party, they're on the tennis court with the lasses and the people in the skimpy gear. They rang up an agency, or they rang you up, or
so they'll go online or call up the agency, Magic Men. They'll pick out a few blokes from the website, whether it's myself or one of the other boys, and they'll get an option. and they'll get a confirmation of a time, an address, and a phone number. We'll get sent the
this
booking.
is frustrated women down on the peninsula, just out for a good time. The hoi polloi, the well-to-do,
Mate,
the well-oiled, the well-heeled. They said, "We'll get you. Were you on your own at this tennis? On your own,
always.
Holy
mate.
shit!
95% of the parties I go to,
Yeah.
I'm on my own.
So you arrive there, and then someone greets you and says,
to beat 'em off,
"You're Francesco.
Yeah,
You got a
usually
stage
the,
name?"
Usually the maid of honour. I use the same name.
Yeah, you're Francesco, and out she comes, and she says, "Now, Francesco, I tell you what we want you to do." And you say, "Yes, what do you want me to do?" And they say, and then you go, and this is where you become nude, absolutely
So
nude.
you got that.
You wander around, and there.
So you'll come out, mate. You've got the biggest boombox you've ever seen under your arms.
Yeah.
You press play.
Oh, I
some
see.
sirens and some lights and all this shit go off.
Yeah.
And then you're out there when the music starts.
And what are the women doing while this is going on?
It just depends what sort of ladies they are. Like nurses, as you know, the lovely nurses of Melbourne.
Yes.
They're absolutely out of control. They are the most wild parties you can go
And
to.
what do they do while
Nurses.
you're doing
They're
the
just
boom?
appreciative, mate. They're loud,
Appreciative,
happy to
that's right.
touch, happy to get involved.
Jeez, you're that busy you have to put a boy on. If I could just drag, I'm happy to carry your bags around.
Sam, why don't you come with me one night, mate?
Assistant too.
Mate, I need a
Just try and
security
stop him.
guard, a manager, a chauffeur. You can do the lot.
At the end of this, you don't know this, so you mightn't want to do this. At the end of this, I'm going to get down into my underwear here and stand next to you and show you exactly why I don't do this. I might do that.
Now, do you get nervous? Do you get nervous?
Not anymore, no.
No. In the old days,
So it took a bit of getting used to start with.
Yeah, look, you got to be good at something in life. You know what I mean? And
you found your
I'm
niche.
good at getting starkers and dancing. So look, I used to get nervous. The first few shows were, a bit tough.
Yep.
But you get used to it.
You think there's
I've done thousands of parties.
You think
Thousands.
there's a difference between, like, say, female strippers and male strippers? How they
Completely,
perceive?
completely.
How would you describe that, mate?
Well, as I said before, women are harder to entertain.
Yep.
So my routine is
More strenuous.
it's strenuous. I'm puffing, blowing. I can't breathe by the end of my show sometimes because I'm running around. I'm doing flips. I'm doing handstands. I'm throwing women around like rag dolls. I'm lifting them up. Anything you can think of to entertain these ladies, I'm doing. It's comical as well, Whereas you see a woman stripper, half of them are just smashing themselves with dildos in front of everyone or spreading their legs and here, boys, watch.
There you go.
It's not a
Women
bad
don't want to see me playing with myself. You know what I mean? No. Women are harder to entertain.
They're more proactive.
They are. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a couple of great female strippers that are entertaining as anything. But what my consensus is they're a different audience and a different requirement for entertainment.
Do you require help at any stage, like with the blue pills or some injections or just some adrenaline aids to get you fired up? Or
Not really, mate.
No.
I've learned the harder you swing it, the more stretch you get. So
I
if you,
see.
Yeah,
The
if you're
harder
swinging
you
it hard
s-
enough,
yeah.
mate, you can get fucking belly button to arsehole.
I think that makes the
quote of
statement
the day.
What's the average size of the erect penis? 5.1 inches. I think that makes that redundant. If I could swing it from belly button to arsehole, if I could never leave home. So most of the people who come to these things, are they on analgesics or recreational or shit-faced or completely fly-blown?
They're on all states.
You've got every batch you can think of. The show's in Melbourne, so you get your different packages depending on what you want to do. If you're a tight ass or you just want to stand at the back, you stand at the back. But if you're into it and you're keen on having a good time, $100 will get you front row tickets and unlimited booze. And let me tell you, by 9:30, showtime's ending. It is anarchy. There's women from Frankston and women from Melton on either side of the rooms. You've got people, security guards in between them. Yep. It's great.
Oh yes. So do you take security with you?
No.
Certain clubs.
No, don't get me wrong. There's once or two times where I've walked into a party and think, gee, this is not.
Or you
so
get
cool.
out alive.
Yeah. Look, mate, I can tell you a story. This one party a few years ago, the booking information said mixed party, bucks party. So I know it's a gay guy that's getting married, mixed party, should be pretty safe. Last minute, it turned into a triple. So two doubles, me and a mate, and another bloke that was just a single performer, and we went back to back. But we all rocked up at the same time, just by luck. Rocked up to the party. Turns out it's not a mixed party with 25 people. It's an all blokes party. It's 75 people, all wearing latex and gag gear. So it's times like that where you're walking in and you're walking out thinking,
they're going to bring out the gimp. They're going to bring out the gimp.
They're. Thank God I'm with a couple of boys and we're leaving here, you know.
Otherwise you could be in trouble.
So when you say you're leaving here, you cut the performance
short?
No, you didn't.
Same show.
So when you arrived at that, and the person, whoever engaged you, you said, mate, you actually misrepresented what this is about.
Not
mate.
even. I'm getting paid all the same.
No, I see.
I'm there for 15, 20 minutes. Yep. I do my show, I get paid, and I leave.
And you weren't ragged, bagged and shagged, and they drew lots for your watch coat and sent you on your way rejoicing? No. You managed to keep it arm's length, so to speak.
Oh, mate, more than an arm's length, trust me.
Got paid and out you went off on your scooter.
So how long can you keep this doing for? Do you get? Do you enjoy it? Is it just a means to an end?
It just pays the bills, mate.
Yeah,
to be honest. It keeps me out of trouble on a Saturday night. So I'm a chippy during the week, carpenter.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So not just a man of many talents.
Could you do that full time as a job, as a well-paying job?
Of course.
As a stripper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why are you a chippy? Why are you
just
doing?
Love my job.
Yeah.
Love being a chippy.
Mix it up.
With the tours, there's blokes that go on tours every week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whether it's to Queensland or Perth or Adelaide.
Yeah, right.
We've also got some tours coming up in the Philippines, Germany, Netherlands, England, Ireland. Fuck, that's just a couple off the top of my head. I think there's New Zealand in a few weeks. So there's some boys that are totally committed to that tour life that just go around.
But it's a hard life too, isn't it?
It's
You're
tough.
always away
It's
from
tough.
home.
When I was in Vegas, I was speaking to a sports doctor that was with the Las Vegas Raiders, and her exact words to me, with all the travelling and the performing, my workload was greater than that of an NFL athlete.
Has anyone ever thought of making a documentary about you or something like that? Like,
I'm pretty sure there's one about Chippendales already.
Yeah.
What about Magic Mike? Like the way Hollywood has portrayed male strippers. Have you seen that film? And
Oh, mate, it's the greatest movie of all time.
there you go.
So I work with the bloke in Melbourne. His name's Will Parfitt. He's a splitting image of Channing Tatum.
Yep.
He's that famous on social media and news articles and this and that. And I will say, mate, the whole Magic Mike story and this and that, this bloke's living the dream.
Is that realistic? Is that film realistic to what the world's like, you would think? Or
A little bit, yeah. Because the first one's about some roof tiler that's got not a clue that
chippy.
he's walking down the street, gets invited into a club, gets thrown out there, and one thing leads to another. It's pretty true, you know.
You might find this just a diversion, but I believe I could get someone to engage you who is a very good-looking person, actually a woman, but she would engage you for a different reason. You don't make kitchen cabinets, do you? She's trying to... Do you make... when you say you're a chippy, what does that mean?
Oh, mate, framing, doors, anything timber. I'm a man of many talents. I try to do all the trades, but
couldn't fit out a kitchen, could you?
Mate, my uncle's a cabinet maker, so I just call him.
Is he?
Yeah, absolutely. Impressive cabinets. I'll give him a shout out down in Dandenong.
What's his name?
Rob Lombardi.
No, impressive.
Impressive cabinets.
You think I'm joking, mate? I have a very good friend of mine who's interested in putting a kitchen in.
Is he good looking?
Mate, he's like me. I got my genes from him.
I might get two quotes, like one
So
for with clothes on and one with clothes off.
Hey, just chuck a bit of cash in there and don't worry about it.
I was trying to be subtle. This is actually Susan here is trying to put a kitchen in at her
Sue's already booked me in for next week.
Residence. I was trying to be subtle and not mention a name, but seeing as she might engage you. She might engage you for a whole lot of different reasons. Maybe you could
be a double show.
Maybe you could put the kitchen in the nude and make sure you could use your dick as a hammer. I think we're onto something here. Well, when I say we're onto something, I might have solved all your problems, Suzanne. So, well, how exciting. Your dad can make a kitchen and you could stand there and hand him the nails with nothing on. I might come down, just sit in the front row and watch you.
Sit in the corner.
What am I talking about? It's fantastic. So the Australians are well regarded over in the States, or not really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They just love the accent, to be honest. There's only... Well, you think about Australia and America are the same size, and their population's about 340 million.
Yep.
And ours is
25.
25, 27.
Yep.
So when we're walking around there, we're like unicorns, mate. They go wild.
Do they?
Yeah. Mate, especially when you're on tour and you're in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, mate, they throw themselves at you.
That's fantastic. So I notice you got a bit of ink on your body. Is that an attraction? Have you inked up a little since you've started all this? Or
I started with no tattoos, at 19, and then just chip away at it slowly.
Chip away at it,
I can't stand getting tattooed, so I got to psych myself up every few
much
years.
pain?
Just don't like it. Phobia of needles.
Is this work or this is for your job?
Look, I got it for me. Don't get me wrong, the ladies love it too.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
I got it for me, for sure.
You haven't got tattoos just on the legs and the arms?
It goes all the way up.
Yeah, haven't managed to, put one on the snag.
No.
Make it look like a python or something when you.
I've seen some things, but not me. No.
That would be painful, wouldn't it? You'd think.
Oh, mate,
If you have a fear of needles.
Now, what about, so you confined just to the States, or have you done Europe? Is your...
Japan?
Is word spread about the Thunder from Down Under, or Manpower? Or
the Thunder from Down Under is the biggest show in the world.
Is it?
It is, number one. So I believe they've got the most audience members in Vegas, which I'm pretty certain is correct. I know they've been voted number one male entertainment show in Vegas. Whilst I no longer work there, they're a great company. They're awesome. They've got another 2 or 3 crews going as well. One crew might be touring the US and Canada. Another tour might be touring Europe, Asia, and Australia. Like I know they've got an Australian tour in Queensland and New South Wales starting up in a few weeks. Then they'll go to Germany, the Netherlands, New Zealand, and then back to America. So
who's behind that?
SPI Entertainment in America, and I can't remember the name of the company.
So it's international, though. It's international.
Look, it's owned. There's 2 Australians on the Gold Coast, Billy and Jackie Cross.
Yep.
They have something to do with it, as well as SPI Entertainment, who are based in America, in Las Vegas. And SPI Entertainment, they manage Boys to Men.
Yep.
They used to manage Mike Tyson, I believe. So they're a big company.
They're a big company, yeah.
So at one venue, one casino, it might be Janet Jackson headlines, and then Stevie Wonder over here, and Diana Krall playing the piano over here.
Mate,
and
Thunder from Down Under.
Thunder Down Under. That sells out before any of them.
There's more billboards of Thunder from Down Under than any other stage show in Las Vegas.
Really?
No,
You're there?
I'm not. All the boys that have been there for 6 years, 5 years onwards.
Yeah. They get the billboard, yeah.
Yeah, but they're also the boys that are usually 6'2", 6'6". Like, the boys over there are huge monsters.
This is Australians.
This is all Australians in Vegas.
So you'd think, any of them black?
Yeah. Malik, one boy, he's from Frankston. He's a big boy. I think he won the J Cutler Classic on the Vegas Strip a year or two ago. He's a big boy.
These are like bodybuilders.
Mate, when you're a stripper by a day, you got nothing to do during... So when you're a stripper at night, you may as well be a bodybuilder during the day.
Yep.
Because for a lot of the boys, there's not much else to do.
So there would be an expiry with your job?
I don't know about that one, mate. I'm hoping to be pretty forever.
All right, so it leads me to my next question. How old is some of the guys that you're working with?
Well, in Melbourne, one of my good mates, Caesar, he's been around for a lifetime. He's actually in the Australian Stripping Hall of Fame. He's 40, 41.
Yep.
Good-looking rooster.
Any 50-year-olds?
No.
Bugger.
If I meet Caesar...
listen, hey, boys, I'm telling you, you give me the phone call, I'll get you up on the stage, don't worry.
Yeah, if I meet Caesar, I might get him to make me a salad, Ivan. Now... At
Caesar's Palace.
At a salad at Caesar. So you've heard of puppetry of the penis?
I have, yeah.
No, that's true.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we-
Tricks with their dicks. Have you ever thought? Do you ever do that at
No, one of the
functions?
companies that Magic Men's partnered
turn your
up with
cock
offered
into
it,
a hamburger
so I don't
or-
need to offer it. One of the other boys does.
Does it really?
Yeah, not one of the other boys. There's an actual guy who has his own company called Puppetry of the Penis, and he rocks up to hens parties like I do.
It makes his dick look like a carrot or a turnip.
I've heard
or
it's a fucking horse cock though. Like, that's what I've heard from the ladies.
And now, pardon me for asking this, but do you
no need to apologise, Sam.
All right. Well, do women like the look of a circumcised penis or a helmeted one? And what do you go under? If what do you?
Oh, mate, I'm European, so I'm uncircumcised. You know,
Yes.
I'm still got my helmet.
Do they like that, or they don't give a fuck?
I don't think they give a shit, Sam. As long
No.
as you got a cock, you know. I think
No,
they're
well
pretty happy.
done, as Francesco. Yeah, as long as you got a cock, that's exactly right.
That's
I'm
science.
gonna-
Let's trust the science.
It's fantastic. I'm not sure what else to ask you. No, that's good.
Sam's flabbergasted.
No, I am. No, it's good. We had a girl on here, a woman who was Miss. Her name was Isabel.
Del Tor.
Isabel Del Tor.
Yeah.
She was a charming little blonde girl and sat over there.
I think I heard this
Don
episode.
manhandled her.
And Don, who used to do this, she rode horses, and Don was a horseman. And Don started talking to her about horses, and I gave Don about 4 questions. I said, Don, stop asking her about fucking horses. I said, Isabel, how do you prepare yourself for anal sex? Well, off she went. She was fantastic. She had Don blushing. I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's fascinating to talk to people who do this. I know you don't do any of that. It's a fantastic vocation, and if you can...
So how did she get prepared for anal sex? Now that you're
well,
talking
that's a
about it?
very good question.
Good question there, Sam.
She had to go off coffee for 2 days before she made porn movies because she said it made your anus sweat.
Really?
I don't know what that meant.
Isn't that funny, Sam?
This is
She
the
goes
kind of
through all
knowledge
that
you
work,
get on
and I
today's
just
show.
spit on it and we're good to go.
It's another technique.
What
what you learn
no,
on,
you
you
know-
can't be serious.
You know what they say, boys.
What do you say?
Oh, no means yes, yes means anal. You know?
No means yes.
Well, now, so we have various conventions and exhibitions here, and Sexpo is...
one of the best weekends of the year.
You've done that?
Thank you,
I have.
Francesco. Let me ask you about Sexpo. You get invited to go there as a participant, do you? Or?
So every year there's a male and female stripping agency that's at one end of the expo and gets divided down the guts, females on one side, males on the other. And it is exactly like men's gallery. It's exactly like gentlemen's club. You walk in, you pay your entry, you watch the people on stage, and you pay your money for your private dances.
And
This is for Sexpo. This is the
Sexpo.
one at Convention
Yeah,
Centre.
Yeah, it was happened a
Right.
couple of
Okay.
weeks ago, or November last year, I think. Yeah.
And so and you had a good time there. You
Sam,
do
it was the
plenty
greatest
of
weekend.
private.
One of the greatest weekends of my life.
In what way, Francesco?
So all these ladies, they were coming in and paying their $50 for a lappy.
For a lap dance.
Yeah. I can tell you truthfully.
Hang on a minute, mate. So you'd sit on it. You'd sit on
Same
a
as
chair.
mate, same as when you go to gentlemen's club or men's gallery, you pick your favourite, and she takes you into the back room.
So she takes you into the back room.
No,
You-
at men's gallery. At Sexpo, I'm in control. You know what
That's
I mean?
right. So you sit in a chair and she comes in and sits on your lap and
No, she sits in the chair, and then I'm getting naked for her. But
In front of everybody?
No, private room.
Right, okay.
But it was hilarious because whilst all these women were paying us, 90% of them were just going in there to get shagged by us boys. We had a great time.
And you accommodated.
Oh, the pretty ones.
So how many times could you have a root in an hour?
Mate, I can tell you now, by Sunday, I couldn't even get it up no more.
Been a busy weekend.
What day did you start? Friday.
So between
It was
Friday
rub raw,
and
mate,
Saturday,
rub raw.
I was... Yeah, all shagged out.
It's taken me 6 months to get a hard on. You can, and I'll have that tape measure ready when I do. And so you could exercise the option in a day. Like, don't tell me you could fucking exercise the option.
Oh, days like that, you'd be crazy not to, you know what I mean? I'm just a man.
Yeah.
With a bit of help, though.
Yeah, yeah.
With,
Oh, no, look, not even. I'm still 26, young, dumb, full of cum.
Yep. So how many
I'm
girls could
ready
you
to-
Young-
on a sexpo weekend?
Young,
How many could you
dumb.
sleep with?
That's what a
20,
slogan that
30.
is.
there
20
we
or
go.
30.
20 or
Use
30.
that on
There you
the
go. Sambo done 20 or
Instagram.
30 in a
No,
weekend.
hang on. I like that slogan, young, dumb and full of cum. What an exciting slogan that is. I might use that as a...
Could be something for the show.
And do you wear condoms when you do it, or some people don't want you to have sex with a condom on?
Just if they're pretty or not, you know. No, look, it's...
They might require you not to have a condom.
It's just like any other time you're shagging, whether it's me, you, or any other guy. You just pick your battles, don't you?
Yeah, young, dumb, and full of cum. Well, how exciting! What else could we possibly ask? Is there anything else we could ask? This is extraordinary. No, hey, Francesco, thanks for being a great sport.
No worries. No worries.
Francesco Antonino, and when are you heading? Are you heading back over again?
Yeah. So I'll
shortly?
be flying to Europe in the start of April. It looks like at the moment. I'll try and go work in Greece. So I've got some jobs lined up in Mykonos.
Through Man.
No, different company. I don't work for Manpower no more. That was just
No, not Manpower.
Magic Man. No, not even Magic Man.
Nope.
Just
You have another agent, or just by
I
word
just-
of mouth?
mate. Just Google. Found a couple of websites
really?
online. Sent them my resume, and just with the resume I've got,
Way you go.
now you're a good-looking fella. Competition-wise, all around the world, who would you say, oh, God, I can't go to Turkey because they're 9 inches big and they all look like Mr. T or something
Mate,
like that?
that's-
Like, where's the competition going to cut you out?
mate, Australia. There's more competition.
Really?
Because there's nothing special. I'm just a wog with a big cock. You know what I mean? Whereas overseas,
Thank you, Francesco.
at least overseas, I got the accent. I've got
Good one.
something fancy going on. Whether even in Mykonos, you know what I mean?
Yep.
My target audience is the Poms, because the Poms
Love Aussies.
they love
they love
Aussies.
it. Yeah,
They're
they
on
do.
holiday. They're
They love it.
sluts sometimes. So, mate, yeah, what else do you want?
Exactly. You wouldn't be able to go and do the Middle East because some of their religious...
I'll try, mate. I'm trying to get to Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah. If you're going to do it, you may as well go large, you know?
yeah, that's right, go large. What an unfortunate term. Francesco, this has been extraordinary. Well done. Thanks very much for coming in. It's not a whole new world. I keep saying this, the 4 most important things in the world in this order are sex, money, power and charisma. And if you don't think sex sells, no matter what you're doing or what the look is or what the aesthetic appeal is, you're deluding yourself. No matter how much the woke and everyone tries to push back on trans and all that sort of stuff, and good on you, be whatever you like. If you don't think sex sells in whatever aspect, you're deluding yourself.
Mate, I'm 27.
Yeah.
Oh, 26, actually, not even 27 yet. Carpenter by trade. What the fuck else am I going to do? I'll be in 10 years, I'll be married with kids. Why?
And you're enjoying it, aren't you?
Mate, it's money, it's a good time, and it's women.
Well,
You know,
what more do you
like,
want?
What else?
Enjoy your 20s,
That's
mate.
it. Oh, yeah.
Have
That's
your
it.
fun.
That's it.
And
Enjoy
when
it.
you're an older man, you can look back on these years very
The
happily.
frightening
That's
thing
it.
is, Ivan, I'm sitting here, I've just realised I'm 52 years older than Francesco. I'm 2 lifetimes older than him. Hey, it's extraordinary, isn't it? 26. I was fucking around playing football. When I was 26, I should have been over in Mykonos. There we go.
He's regretting his life choice.
Hey, mate, it's fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in.
Enlightening.
And now you're a star. All the best.
Thank you, boys. Thank you for having me.
Here we go.